is a pleasure being here. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you on this auspicious occasion as Beacon House celebrates 50 grand years. My name is Salmeen Ansari and I will be your host for the alumni segment today. I stand here today as a proud Beacon House alumna from the Beacon House Margla campus, class of 1996. I've spent over a decade behind the mic as a national award-winning radio broadcaster, as a communications consultant, as an executive trainer and an orator, and it is an absolute pleasure and delight to be in the company of such esteemed individuals. Let's start this segment, the alumni segment, by revisiting the incredible story of Beacon House. 5 decades of vision and impact.
50 years is not just a measure of time. It is a lifetime of stories, friendships, lessons, and dreams that began within the walls of Beacon House. As our alumni look back, they remind us that Beacon House was never just a school. It is a family, a foundation, and the beginning of who they are today.
हमारे घर के बिल्कुल stone thrown away was the first branch that opened for Lizange Montessori.
We were like one of those people who started off with Beacon when Beacon House came to Multan.
It was a huge campus और उसके बाहर लिखा होता था कोठी नस्ली. Beacon House में this had been a very good part कि वहाँ पर हमने अपने आप को explore बहुत किया.
The confidence to be the person that I am today is I got that from Beacon House.
So they were giving a very lots of opportunities. कि वो sports की भी थी, arts की भी थी, trips भी थे.
Extra curriculars तो थी लेकिन जो moral values आपके अंदर build होती है ना, तो you learn the much later in life. I kind of learned कि यार ये मुझे कितना फायदा होगा स्कूल में रहने का.
Diversity आपको बहुत ज़्यादा.
It makes you street smart, a citizen of Pakistan, but a global citizen as well.
You're a lot more grounded. आपको realities का पता होता है.
Studying in such a prestigious institution was a privilege.
There was something new that we were doing every day, so I could recall a lot of good memories. Every year they used to plan a school trip for us, and I think the whole year we used to look forward.
I was in grade 5 और फिर Nescafe basement हुआ, फिर Lux Style Awards आए, वो सारा time school में था, फिर A levels गई तो वहाँ पे I was the first batch जिन्होंने music का Cambridge का exam दिया.
I had the best English and Urdu teacher. So my love for languages and then communication, which is my line of work now, came forward in the campus.
National Assembly जब भी होती थी तो मैंने कौमी तराना play करना. So that's where my love for theatre. I used to do plays at the end of the year.
जब मैं stage पे perform कर रहा था और audience reaction मिल रहा था और end पे when they clap for you, तो मुझे लगा था कि this is what actually I want in life. आगे जाके भी.
Lizange, I vividly remember loving art and learning Lappe Aarti for the first time.
Whenever I go to my gallery where I have my certificates, I still remember doing athletics.
I just found a bunch of my old certificates that I got.
I remember getting medals attached in one string and getting them like 4 at a time, 5 at a time.
The school friendships have been the strongest ones that I personally have had over time. There's Salim, there's Bilal, there's Ahmed, we used to call him Mamu, still call him Mamu.
You can go anywhere, आपको कोई ना कोई अपने बैच का junior या senior कहीं ना कहीं मिल जाता है, तो you know everybody in a way.
And it's such a beautiful bond, and I think those friendships, they just kind of stay throughout.
यहाँ पे मेरी birthday मेरे दोस्तों ने surprise birthday मुझे दी थी. If you're watching, Barkat, Hassan Mahmood, all of you, so miss those times a lot.
मुझे अभी भी टाइम में आ रहा है कि O levels का लास्ट पेपर और मैंने इन लोगों को बोला था कि प्लीज मेरा यूनिफॉर्म साइन कर दो. उन्होंने बोला नहीं हम मिलेंगे.
I feel so empowered to take forward that legacy of excellence.
Wherever I go, I always follow and take the legacy of Beacon House, what we have learned here.
They have literally molded our life in every way and given us platforms for which we are ever grateful.
I loved being here.
It was one of the beautiful journeys of my life.
These are the roots that we would never want to forget.
I feel now it has become more of a community that is there to support, encourage and help each other.
I was a Beaconite and I've always felt associated with Beacon House.
Beacon House is home, it's family.
It's been quite a positive, fruitful journey that I don't think I would have had anywhere else if I had been part of any other network other than Beacon House.
I've been able to live a lot of my dreams because of you guys.
I'll always cherish and be thankful to God for the time I spent at Beacon House.
No matter where life takes us, a part of us will always belong to Beacon House. 50 years of memories, a lifetime of belonging.
What a journey from humble beginnings to shaping generations. Beacon House truly stands as its name and its slogan, a beacon of education. But you know what the best testament to success is? The people it has nurtured. Let's meet some of them now through our alumni showcase video, or rather, I think we have another legacy video that we will be showcasing now.
Welcome to the Beacon House Alumni Showcase. Shazza Khwaja, Federal Minister IT and Telecommunications. Musa Gilani, Member National Assembly Pakistan. Shazra Saeed, Assistant Collector Pakistan Customs Service. Rashid Subhani, Second Secretary Permanent Mission of Pakistan to the United Nations, New York. Daheem Hayat, Ministry of Commerce. Zainab Asad Munir, Community Welfare Attaché, Jeddah. Awaid Irshad Bhatti, Deputy Secretary of Finance. Binish Fatma, Chief Traffic Officer and Superintendent of Police. Ikra Ashraf, Director Strategic Communications, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Sardar Hamza Bisharat, Assistant Commissioner, Lahore Customs. Ali Zafar, Actor. Hassan Shahryar Yasin, Fashion Designer. Jafar Zaidi, Lead Vocalist, Kavish. Sheikh Gill, Singer. Ahmed Ali Bhatt, Actor. Wahaj Ali, Actor. Abdul Hanan, Singer. Hamza Suhail, Actor. Sidra Iqbal, Television Host and Journalist. Saman Ansari, Actor. Faiz Fawad, Fashion Model. Yasra Hasib, Musician. Salmeen Ansari, Broadcast Journalist. Lareb Atta, Visual Artist. Janzeb Shafiq, Founder and CEO, JB & Jaws. Leila Kasuri, Researcher and President Scholar, Imperial College London. Junaid Zahid Malik, Director, Kauser Group of Companies. Ahmed Farooq Latif, Head of Business Development, Asia Pacific, NetSol Technologies. Imran Malik, Head of Digital Banking and Innovation, National Bank of Pakistan. Anis Khwaja, CEO, MG Apparel and Director, Mahmood Group. Marukh Beg, Founder, Haryali Market. Saad Farooq, CEO, EV. Faik Hussain, Head of Design and Visual Experience, Uniworth. Ali Moeen Malik, Co-founder, Easy Bike. Zoon Hassan, Founder, Thali and CEO, 37 Degree North. Muhammad Hassan Sultan, VP Business Development, Thali, Executive Director, 37 Degree North. Balbasha Faizan, Head of Business Strategy, Mass and Connect at HBL. Abdullah Waqar Tajwar, Management Consultant, Beyond Group. Mariam Nusrat, Founder and CEO, Breshna.io. Rizwan Nusrat, Co-founder, Breshna.io. Muazzam Chaudhry, Product Manager, Cloud, Google. Altamash Said, Co-founder and Director, Charity Doings Foundation. Khatija Shapar Bakhtiar, CEO and Founder, Teach for Pakistan. Abdullah bin Abbas, Founder and CEO, Saving 9. Huzaifa Ahmed, Co-founder, Risk Foundation. Amin Mukati, International Marathoner. Norina Shams, Athlete and Activist. Muhammad Hassan Khan, Cricketer, Pakistan Super League. Saida Nain Fatma Abidi, Cricketer. Shahzeb Ahmed Khan, Manager, Pakistan National Football Team.
Beacon House Old Student Society, BOSS, building a community together.
As Sidra rightly said, that boss, whoever the name came up with, boss is, is very, very spot on, is very, very apt. What an absolute journey and what a wonderful compilation of clips and bringing together information regarding so many accomplished alumni from all across Pakistan and all around the world, from humble beginnings to shaping generations. Beacon House truly stands as a beacon of education. Today, we're joined by a few of the remarkable individuals who we call our alumni, and they represent thousands of our alumni community. Let's welcome them on stage for a little bit of gupshup. Our first guest is a proud alumni of Beacon House, Margla campus, class of 1998. She is the founder of Thali, a not-for-profit transforming surplus food into hope, leading initiatives into hunger relief, education, and community uplift for over 2 decades. She is also the CEO of 37 Degrees North, a creative and experiential agency. At 37 Degrees North, she blends direction with daring imagination, designing powerful events, campaigns, and content that turn ideas into meaningful impact. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Zoon Hassan. Our next guest is a proud alumnus of Beacon House, Peshawar Road's Boys Branch, class of 1993. He serves as the executive director of 37 Degree North, where he drives strategy and value creation through innovative ideas, immersive experiences, and creative problem solving. He is also the VP Business Development of Thali, where he is helping expand one of Pakistan's most meaningful social impact movements. Please welcome Mohammad Hassan Sultan. Our third guest is a proud alumnus of Beacon House Margla campus, class of 1996, co-founder of Easy Bike, Pakistan's first large-scale electric mobility venture. He is leading the shift towards clean, green, tech-enabled urban transport. With over 2 decades of experience, he continues to redefine how mobility and technology share impact. Please put your hands together from Ali Moeen Malik. Our next guest is a proud alumna of Beacon House Margla campus, class of 2012, and a trailblazer in Pakistan's digital banking space. Currently serving as head of business strategy, Mass and Connect at HBL, she has helped shape platforms like JazzCash and HBL Connect, advancing financial inclusion across the country. Please put your hands together for Palvasha Faizan. And finally, representing Beacon House Margla campus, class of 2012, a Harvard graduate, an education policy specialist at Beyond Group. He has worked with the United Nations and the Malala Fund, championing inclusive learning and youth participation in public policy. Please welcome Abdullah Waqar Tajwar. And a very good morning to everyone. And I will apologize to the audience because the sofa is placed in such a way that my side will be towards you. But I will be addressing the alumni, and hopefully the hand mic is also on, so this should help. All right then, how do you all feel being here today at this auspicious occasion, or itne arse baad at Beacon House? Anyone can go ahead with the question.
I think it's like coming back home.
It's like coming back home, Hassan, for you?
Really proud, fantastic feeling. Thank you for
Okay,
having us.
Ali?
Feels great.
Feels great? Okay.
It's awesome.
All right, fantastic.
I think looking at the students walking right in, it's like a little trip down the memory lane.
Trip down memory lane. Abdullah?
It is a surreal feeling. It feels as if you're part of something really larger than you are. And it's a great feeling, honestly.
It's a great feeling. So Abdullah, we'll start with you. Your work with the UN and the Malala Fund centers on inclusive learning. What inspired you to step into education policy?
I'll be very honest, and it's important to be transparent at this forum. When I was working in Pakistan, my company that I work with is not based in Pakistan, but it has shaped why I ventured into education policy as a discipline. And there are seasoned, of course, policy experts here as well. But the reason why I did that was it was hard to understand how to affect change at scale. Whatever I was seeing in terms of the work that I was doing, we were working in a small startup, it felt that we were only chipping off a small portion of a very large animal.
Okay.
And I wanted to understand how to affect change at scale. And that's why I felt the need to understand education on a policy level, which of course led me to apply to the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And that's what I studied.
So, for a lot of people, it may seem abstract, education policy. And what's one misconception about your field that you'd like to clear? And also, what message would you like to give Beacon House students who hope to contribute to the Pakistan education landscape?
As I'm sure a lot of the senior people present here today will attest to this, a sound policy is extremely important. Why? Because it sets a clear strategic direction of where you want your system to go to. It also sets in motion pillars of accountability so that you can hold public officials to account for not following through on those strategic objectives. And honestly, making a sound policy means making sure that you engage all stakeholders critical to the landscape of education in Pakistan, from the students to the teachers, to the state, to all the critical stakeholders that fall within that ecosystem. So there is abstraction to it, but a sound policy will certainly help in advancing the agenda of education, advancing it at scale, and advancing it equitably.
One step at a time.
And I think I missed your last question.
What message would you like to give Beacon House students who'd like to be a part of the education landscape?
Is it okay if I answer this in Urdu?
I think so. I think we should be all right
great.
with that.
It's important to be firstly aware of your privilege. आपको चाहिए कि आपकी अना किसी दरवाजे में दाखिल ना हो. This is a very delicate space जहाँ पे you're nurturing future minds. मेरी तालीम एक बैनुल-अक़वामी इदारे ने उसने मुझे यही सिखाया है कि आपके पास अगर डिग्री हार्वर्ड की भी है तो अगर आप किसी कमरे में दाखिल हो रहे हैं आपने सबसे पहले ये समझना है कि सिर्फ मैं यहाँ पे कुछ बताने नहीं आया, कुछ सीखने भी आया हूँ औरों से. अगर आप इस माइंडसेट से अप्रोच करेंगे एजुकेशन को और किसी भी स्पेस को, you will actually be able to do change that is meaningful. Anything else, quite frankly, will not be sustainable. That's all.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Ali Moin, wonderful to see you here once again.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah. If you could just have the mic come up to you a little closer.
Yeah, let me just, is that better?
That's much better. Thank you so much. So, Beacon House has always encouraged students to think differently. And you being a Beaconite have gone through that. So how do you think the environment in Beacon House fuels or nurtures the entrepreneurial mindset, because that's what you are pursuing?
Sure. I think back when we were in Beacon House, we were always encouraged to firstly question our teachers. I don't know if that's the case now. Like in those times, we were certainly given the privilege to question them and challenge norms. I think being an entrepreneur is very important to break stuff and challenge very traditional ways of thinking. So this is something I think I probably picked up from my Beacon House days, myself, and of course Hadi's my co-founders also from Beacon House.
Yeah.
So I think this is one of the main things that certainly helped us in our journeys. And then also, I think Beacon House was not just a place where you went for education. It's a place you also went for tarbiyat. So our teachers were not only our teachers; they would mentor us in things like the difference between right and wrong. We had an excellent extracurricular program back then. I don't know if that's still the case, but so we were all into sports. And I want to give a big shout out to one of our teachers, Umar Khan, who was in charge of the sports program and all. So that really helped develop this bizarre competitive streak amongst all of us, which I think is very, very important when you get into entrepreneurship, because you've got to get out there and compete with in terms of the finite resources that are available. So I think that's certainly been very, very useful. And then also understanding, having this moral compass. I think Beacon House has really helped us develop a moral compass. Of course, our families ka bhi usme bahut bada role hota hai, but I think the school went a long way in developing that compass, and that's something unfortunately we lack in Pakistan.
So Taaleem and Tarbiyat, the ability and the opportunity to ask questions from our asatiza, and then also engagement in all kinds of extracurricular, which also leads me to the next question, that you had the opportunity to be curious, to experiment whilst you were at school also, and that helped pave your path forward. So innovation and the entrepreneurial mindset has become quite popular in Pakistan now, and it's quite encouraging to see that. Like, also the concept that investment or companies come from big names, usually, which is not really the case. And I think you'd be able to shed light. So when students from Beacon House, if they'd like to build things from a scratch, what advice would you give to them?
It's always, I would encourage them to continue to tinker and try to build stuff. We need builders in Pakistan, as many as we can, because Pakistan does not build anymore, like it used to back in the 50s, perhaps in the 60s. So we need more builders. So I would certainly encourage students to start building early, start solving problems, but I would also caution them to solve large problems. Chote problems solve na kare.
Okay.
A lot of times we solve problems that are very, very small. So try to solve large problems, because that really leads to real value creation. And at the same time, entrepreneurship seems it seems very nice from the outside कि ये पता नहीं CEOs हैं और ये पैसे raise कर रहे हैं, and they must be living the life. It's a very tough life. So I would actually encourage young entrepreneurs to get a job first. नौकरी करें, learn an art, learn some trade, make your networks, make some connections, and gain some experience. And then when you're close to 30, perhaps get into entrepreneurship, because I think a lot of people get into entrepreneurship too early.
Okay.
And then inevitably fail, and then they don't go back. So the average age of a successful entrepreneur globally is actually higher than 35.
Okay.
So yes, you could be the next Mark Zuckerberg, but wo 12 log hain puri duniya mein, you can count them on 2 hands.
All right, thank you very much, Ali. That was a very comprehensive answer. So go for it, but do gain some experience working in established organizations, which will help hone you, nurture you, build a foundation, and then, yes, entrepreneurship. I think it's not for the faint or the light-hearted, but I think we have a magnanimous personality in front of us today who has proved that when you put your heart to it, it started as not just an education, but an entrepreneurial venture to solve such a big problem. And look at what Mrs. Nasreen Mahmood Qasuri has accomplished. And we are here celebrating her vision today, a vision of 50 years. So thank you once again, ma'am, for that. Zoon, you've been leading 2 parallel worlds, and kudos to you for that. So you're a creative enterprise and a humanitarian also. How did these 2 worlds come together for you?
Salmeen, actually, one runs our kitchen and the other one runs other kitchens that we help.
Very well said.
So 37 North is all about events, marketing, creative side of things. But I think we also, a very important part that we all like and we want to do is to serve our hearts. And I think Thali is something that's been serving our hearts and many hearts. And I think when you talk about running these 2 things parallel, I want to actually mention 2 women from my house. One is my Mausi. I think everyone knows her, Aisha Shabir. And then my mother, Rafia Nazish, who was with educators. So I think these 2 have been, working with Beacon House and managing, a side non-profit venture throughout. So I think that was something that led each one of us in the family to do something similar and, just be a little brave with what we do.
All right, wonderful. And yes, due credit to our elders who were part of the system, who paved a way for us, including my own mother also, Mrs. Fauzi Ansari, sitting in the audience today. So thank you for that foundation. Thali ki baat kar rahe hain hum, aur Thali is rooted in empathy, ehsaas, right? So transforming surplus food into hope. I'm sure there were points where you felt it may not work the way you had envisioned, but I'm sure there was also a story which defined what Thali is today. What is that story?
Salmeen, that story is, the only thing I think behind that story is the word purpose. Okay. And purpose is what keeps us going. When we really want to do something, and I think this is something I've taken from Beacon House. I don't know how it goes these days, but when I was in Beacon House, City School and Beacon House for India, Pakistan, to be very honest. And we had a cricket match once. I was leading the BMI team, I remember. And, so we won. And when we won, that was like winning a World Cup for our school, right? So I think that compassion to keep going, I think many of us have heard, ladkiyan cricket nahi khel sakti. Things like that really forced us to keep doing what we wanted to do. And Thali is something that I wanted to do since a very young age when I saw a lot of food being wasted at hotels. And, I kept asking my parents, what do we do about it? So my dad said, here, we've started this organization. You're the CEO, go run it, right? And I think, but after that, we moved on to perinatal health. We moved on to dental camps. We moved on to medical camps. Just in the last 2-3 years, we've installed about 400 hand pumps in Sindh. So there's just no looking back. And I think the word purpose is the whole story behind Thali as well as 37 North.
Wonderful, very aptly put. Hassan, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I'd request you to come closer to the mic, please, so the audience can hear you. Thank you so much.
Ji.
So collaboration की बात हो रही है, and two creative industries and social causes, again, because you partner in both. How do you feel that the creative industry and the social impact that you're creating are shaping Pakistan now?
Salmeen, I think collaboration is key. Collaboration is where the magic happens, actually. Especially in the creative industry, collaborating with all sorts of artists, producers, entertainers, that's where good ideas come from. That's where you bring out the brilliance of people and projects. And when you bring good ideas with people who are into social impact, that's where another sort of magic happens, because there's a true power with people in the creative industry where they have the ability to shape people's ideas, what they think and how they feel. And when they get people to empathize with a certain situation, when they bring awareness to a situation, again, that's where people can collaborate and make things that are bigger than themselves happen. And I think, that's very important. People, like Abdullah said, it's always humility. You need to come from a situation of humility and be willing to learn from other people, let others take the lead, learn from others' strength. And I think, unless you, even from a creative industry, since we both run 37 North and Thali, we've always found that the collaboration is where we've excelled, where we've brought people together. We've partnered with other organizations, and whether that's in the NGO sector or in the creative side. And, it's good to believe, but it's also, then you have to cause impact. And that's where my personal inspiration is that it's a religious wisdom that's in the Quran. Every time in the Quran where it says believe, it says do good work. So always remember that belief is good, but unless you have action behind it, it's pretty much meaningless. So always, I think that's something to keep in mind for everybody, for all the students here, for us. That's my guiding principle, basically.
I think you're telepathic also, because you kind of answered my second question, which was coming also.
Yeah.
But thank you for that. And that was that my question would have been that, what advice would you give to students out there who want to make meaningful change? But as you very rightly put, that humility and understanding what your purpose is to, take things forward.
And find out what's meaningful to them. What is meaningful to them?
Specifically to them.
Yeah, and they should act upon that, and be the change, like the saying goes, be the change that you want to see in the world.
Absolutely.
And see what a good collaboration he's done.
All right then. Palvasha, thank you for being with us. Thank you for being patient. Usually whoever the last speaker is has a lot of weight on their shoulders that they have to close the round really strongly. What first sparked your interest in digital banking in Pakistan? And Beacon House definitely shapes and hones us, lays a foundation that helps us decide how we want to take our life forward. So the kind of confidence and communication that is required to thrive in such a complex space, how do you think Beacon House contributed to that?
I think it's one of my favorite questions, and the students in the audience might find it a little boring, but Discipline and integrity, I think these two things that Beacon House really spends time and effort in investing in their children. Those are the two core values which really taught me to venture into the world of finance, because these two aspects of life are extremely important to be successful. Discipline often is boring when you're growing up, especially in your teens, but later on in your life, it just becomes a muscle memory when you have been part of such a prestigious institution like Beacon House. And it gears you up for competing at a really different pace from many other people in our country, right? Even globally, I feel people who wake up early, who adhere to timelines, are able to submit things on time, automatically have a competitive advantage to free up space for creative thinking and actually look at the game from another level. For me, it's a game of a lot of logic and resilience. As you said, the industry that I work in is not conventionally related to females. But females also do finance, and that is something that we try to do, because Beacon House, as everybody has been pointing out, the boss community really empowers you to act like a boss outside of the school boundaries as well. And that is something which I think school really nurtured for me and for a lot of women who I'm associated to, who were part of the alumni as well.
Wonderful. So, because you mentioned right now that it's not very conventional, and it wasn't, I think, existent at all till about 20 years ago, about women in leadership in this space particularly. So what's one myth that you'd like to bust about women in leadership in the tech space, or in general also? And what advice would you give young Beacon House women who want to build their careers in technology, in business strategy, in finance, etc.?
I think the myth is that finance in tech is only for men. And in Pakistan, I think that continues to be the understanding that needs to be fought against, because women are 50%. Women are really good students, really good career professionals, and they have a lot to offer in this industry as well. So I dream of a world where women are bankers, mothers are bankers, and they continue to provide strategic roadmaps for Pakistan's economic growth. Because I feel that there are a lot of things, there is a lot of greenfield opportunity that's up for grabs, and it just needs a different perspective. And when you bring diversity into the workforce, diversity of thought, academic backgrounds, leadership, gender, even from religious minorities, automatically the conversations in those meeting rooms and boardrooms change a lot. And the way that you view profitability and new opportunities change a lot. As the CEO of Beacon House pointed out as well, that IFC took a bet on the education sector, and that opened such new roads, and it was a woman's dream at the end of the day, right? So when you think about the scale that female leadership can bring into this industry, I would want the students sitting here, the women sitting here, to dream of equal opportunity and to advocate for that, because the path to that is not going to be easy. But if we all collectively think about pursuing finance as a career, which is a really stable career for women as well. So I really don't understand why we have fewer women coming into the profession, because I think these are stereotypes that are associated, that bankers or finance career professionals are supposed to look a certain way. But a suit can be worn by both genders, right? And we can look the way that we want. So I would want future females to, and Gen Z to be specific, to claim space, to come and disrupt the industry, because there is a huge opportunity for disruption right now. Thank you.
Very well said, Palvasha. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, with a lot of respect in regard to our teachers who were male teachers, but majority of the teachers who we were nurtured by were female. And I think the responsibility or the example that we see in terms of leadership in all our female teachers from a very young age all the way up to when we graduate and become alumni, I think we are very privileged to have that opportunity, because having a class of 20 or 25 or 30 students and making sure that each is taken care of and tended to and, learns in the best possible way, and it's another story how they manage their 2 or 4 at home. But leadership, I think, has been instilled in us. So a big round of applause to all the teachers of Beacon House. Thank you very much to all our alumni who are with us on stage and who are in the audience also for sharing your memories. It's very heartwarming to see how Beacon House and its spirit stays with you. You are doing exceptionally well. Please keep making us proud. And as I request you to kindly take your seats, and as we come to the, thank you very much, to the end of the alumni segment. I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Beacon House once again. 50 years of learning, leading, evolving, and 50 years of seeking the light. Speaking of spirit of Beacon House, there's one person, one magnanimous person whose vision and determination made all of this possible. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you so much for laying the foundation for Beacon House school systems and for laying the foundation for my personal career as well.
आपने बहुत साल पहले एक बहुत छोटे से सेटअप से स्कूल से ये स्कूल स्टार्ट किया अपने घर से. It is one of the biggest organizations in Pakistan's education system. It is a Guinness Book of World Record holder if I am not mistaken, and it is a pride and joy for all our alumni around the globe.
Mrs. Kasuri, thank you. Thank you for your vision, for your courage and for creating a place where dreams like mine could grow. I owe who I am today to you and to this beautiful institution. Congratulations on 50 golden years of changing lives, including mine.
I hope that you keep on continuing your legacy of excellence and providing top-notch education to the people of Pakistan.
आपने Beacon House जैसा एक platform create किया at a time when it was the utmost need of the country.
I think the passion she has for creating educational system much better than what it is right now for Pakistan and creating more brighter minds which can take Pakistan forward is something which is really close to my heart as well.
She is what you call an epitome of an entrepreneur, and out of all of the inspirations that I've had, she is probably in the top 5 that I look up to in how to build a business and how to do it, having to build a sole enterprise. I want to really extend a very deep, heartfelt thank you to Mrs. Kasuri, who has been what you call a real inspiration and a true symbol of women empowerment. I've created friendships and memories for life, and these friendships have lasted till now. They are still a part of my life.
I would like to extend and thank Mrs. Kasuri for giving us this opportunity to be part of her this great institution, and which has helped millions to shape their lives.
It has been an instrumental part of a lot of our lives, especially all the 130k plus alumni from Beacon House.
Beacon House has been very close to my heart. It has been a home away from home.
I myself turning 50 this year, and so is Beacon House, so feels a connection.
Beacon House has been very supported, especially when it comes to the creative side. As they used to say, we love to sing, we love to write, we love to draw and spell. Our lovely handwork, you should see we paint and draw so well. So here I'm doing the painting and drawing.
We are all together for the collective progress of our country, and those values echoed in me when I joined the civil service, and they echo in me every single day that I work for the betterment of our country.
And all the mentorship that I received in this very important time of my development. So thank you so much for creating that space for shy students like me.
So thank you so much, ma'am, for your effort and for your vision of putting this amazing institute जिसने हमारी life को reshape किया है for decades and decades to come. I wish Beacon House school system happy 50 years.
I love you, Beacon House, and I'm forever grateful to be a Beaconite.
And here's to 50 more.
But we don't have enough words to put our thoughts to it. Hats off to you. और हम आपको खराज तहसीन पेश करते हैं उसके लिए. अगर ज़िंदगी रही तो I would definitely want to be part of the 100th celebration.
Your light has guided us for 50 years. May it illuminate the next century with the same grace and brilliance. Happy 50th Beacon House.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of every single person who has been part of the Beacon House group and the Beacon House community, Mrs. Nasreen Mahmood Kasoori, aapka tahe dil se shukriya. May we please have a standing ovation and a huge round of applause for the one and only Mrs. Kasoori. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be breaking out for tea, so all audience members who are seated in the hall, we have arrangements for tea, which I'm sure everybody will enjoy, and then we will continue with the rest of the program. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the alumni segment. A huge round of applause to the team, the alumni team, who's put this fantastic segment together. Bahut bahut shukriya aapka.